Hi guys!
Hey y'all!
Welcome back to Y'all Hearing This. My name is Kay. Thank you so much for coming back and joining us. And Hermione.
Oh my god, Hermione, this has been so long.
I know, right?
I can't believe she did that. my name is Honeybee, or you can call me B, whichever you choose is all with who. Hear me in.
That's right. Now that Hermione's made her presence known, we can begin.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
So we are here. Every week we feature an Arts of the Week. This week we did Aespa.
Yes.
We watched a couple MVs. We watched a dance practice alive. We watched a guide. And then we come over here and talk about it on the podcast. So thank you so much for joining us for that. Super excited to talk about these girls.
Me too.
They were so good. And I like that there's only 4 because I think I already know names. I don't know if I quite know faces yet. But, but I'll get there. I'll get there.
I feel that.
But yeah, let me know, what was like your favorite part of the guide?
My favorite part of the guide definitely was the MACNA of the group, which is Ning Ning.
Ning Ning, yeah.
And first of all, I loved the fact that she's one of those people where she looks like, so I'm that person, like whenever I do anything, like I always sing. So like, and then like, if I get scared, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like if somebody, or like if I trip and fall, I'll be like, Jesus. Like, it's just like, I don't know why, but it just seems like that's something that she would do.
I sing like what I'm doing sometimes. Like I'll be working and be like, tapping up a rapport.
Yeah.
Like I just like, it's like random things in my life. Like I'm in a musical and I need someone to like narrate it, but yet I'm gonna sing it. Like I do it all the time. So I totally feel you. I totally feel you.
So that's why I love it. I feel like that's what something she would do. And I just thought her faces, were just hilarious. And I also love the fact that, so like whenever like somebody gets asked to sing live, like I feel like, or not whatever, I feel like that doesn't happen a lot anymore. And so during the guide, shout out to the guide because that was super dope.
So
whoever created the guide.
Yeah.
I thought it was really dope that like they actually were bringing back like old school interviews where if somebody asked you to sing, you would just sing on the spot. Yeah. And she just was up there singing Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, like Beyonce. Like I was like, okay, I like her.
Yeah. So isn't afraid to kind of take on the greats like that.
And being so young in this generation, in this day and age where I definitely feel like there's a lot more like pressure and eyes on you. And sometimes to the point where I almost feel like it's a lot, you know what I mean? So just to be able to do that, I think that's dope. That's dope. So she definitely got her confidence going. So she just stuck out for me. They all were incredible, but she, like, I was like, and I'm the youngest out of me and my brother, so I just was like, okay, girl, I feel you, girl.
You're the MACNA.
Yes, I am. I'm the MACNA of me and my brothers.
He has 2 youngs,
Yes.
But yeah, I really loved, I mean, probably comes as no surprise that I gravitated towards a rapper, but I really liked Giselle. Yeah. I just liked her, like, kind of attitude, her, like, clumsiness with, like, the stuff. That's totally me, like, the microphone thing. That would A, totally happen to me, and B, be totally me trying to fix it and just making it worse. And, like, just, like, trying to do, like, half measures to try and make it work for the moment. Kind of, like, that is totally me. Yeah. I really also loved her voice. She definitely had an interesting, like, tone to her singing voice. And then I love her female rapper. I love a female rapper. Yeah. I just will never be that cool, and I aspire to it always. But yeah, the only thing I didn't like about the guide, and again, it's because it's an unhelpful guide. You know, we got to know the members' like personalities, but it had nothing about their music. It had nothing about like I have some questions about like they kept referencing Kwangya, and I think that's when we watched a couple of the MVs, they had like these cartoon alter egos, like egos, not eagles. Wow. They were all eagles. They were all birds. No, and I think they were them just because of the context of this. I forget which one was doing a video call and someone asked her if Kwangya ever did video calls and she's like, no, they're so lazy. So I think that's, I think that's why. I'm using context clues, guys, here. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely let us know. And they mentioned like a land or something too. Anyway, so I'm definitely interested in learning more about like their lore and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you guys, so we're going to talk about real quick.
We Wikipedia'd.
Yes, we did. But it does say, I wonder if this has anything to do with any of that stuff, is that it says that they popularized the metaverse concept.
Yeah.
And hyperpop music in K-pop.
Okay.
So I don't know if that
it sounds
has
like
something to do with
the hyper pop I think is more the sound, but yeah, the metaverse for sure. Yeah.
So it says that they debuted on November 17th, 2020 with the single Black Mamba.
Okay.
The song's music video achieved the highest number of views for a K-pop group's debut video in 24 hours with 21.4 million views.
Wow, that's such a good song.
Like, that's crazy. So it says their second single, Next Level, was released in May of 2021. Widespread commercial success. And then it earned them multiple accolades.
We can't speak today. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Correct our audio. Yeah.
Right. So they won Song of the Year at the 19th Korean Music Awards and also Song of the Year at the 2021 Melon Music Awards.
Oh, nice. So the MMAs and the KMAs. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
In October 2021, they released their first EP called Savage and the lead single of the same name. And the EP sold 787,000 copies and became the best-selling debut album by an SM Entertainment act at the time.
Nice.
And
they're SM, okay.
Yep. And then it says in July of 2022, they released their second EP, Girls, and it sold 1.8 million copies and debuted at number 3 on the Billboard US Top 200.
That's awesome.
And then this is the cool thing. Their third EP, My World, which just came out this year in May, sold 2.1 million copies since coming out in May and becoming the second best-selling album by a K-pop girl group of all time.
That's awesome.
So that's super dope.
They're so good. I just really love their sound. I really like from the guide, getting to know them. They seem like that chaotic energy that I just love. Yes. I love it so much.
It's like I just love the fact that they're themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I got a really big sense of.
I feel like in their music too. Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like, it just feels natural.
Yeah. No, I totally see that. I totally see that. Yeah, everything that we've watched so far has been just amazing. And I cannot wait to check out more. I just love that. Like, Black Mamba especially, I think, was just so... I loved, like, the dance moves in it. It was, like, harder, but then you got some of their vocals, too. I'm really excited to learn more about them. And I want to know about the whole metaverse concept. So please let us know, guys, if there's, information. Let us know if there's different videos explaining it, that sort of stuff. You know what I might do is start doing, like, lore videos. Like, checking out lores for different groups and stuff like that. Because I'm sure they have to be out there. And I just... because there's so many groups that I want to know more about. I mean, and groups that I love, like BTS and ATEEZ, like, so I know some of it, but like a thing. So definitely let us know if there are any good lore videos for sure. Do. That'd be awesome for any group.
Yes. You know what else I thought was really cool too? Going back to Ning Ning being the maknae, I thought it was really interesting that when they did, I don't know in what the context was. It just kind of showed her singing. But I thought that it was really interesting that she chose, like, older songs to cover. You know what I mean? Like the Whitney Houston, Saving All My Love for You. I was like, girl, you wasn't even born. The fact that, like, I thought that was so interesting because, just this new generation, they really look into the So, but when she covered that, and she also covered, I know she did Beyonce's Love on Top. Yeah. But she did another song.
Your karaoke song.
I know, right? My karaoke song.
It's so good.
I can't think of the other I can't think of the other.
I know, I can't remember now too.
But it was just
of Goldfish.
I just thought it was so cool how like she could have covered anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? She could have covered somebody from like 2010, like a Rihanna song, and they probably would have thought that was old school.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know. It makes me so sad.
But like, it's just, I thought that was really dope. And it's like, I think it kind of proves a lot of people wrong, because I do hear a lot of times that they say newer artists.
Yeah.
You'll read like on a lot of blogs and people who make TikToks, they talk about how the new generation doesn't respect the older generation and the ones that come. But I do feel like there's a lot of people who were raised on that, which I think a lot of it has to do with the way that they were raised and what their parents listened to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're probably the age where their parents listened to it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know? Yep, which makes me a little sad.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my soul.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But yeah, they're so good. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to segue into...
Yeah, we're going to segue. We'll do a little segue. And this is going to be a really interesting one because okay, first of all, let's tell you guys what the segue is.
I know, so let's start there. Yes. That's probably a good...
We're going to start with B's Nectar of the Week.
Yes.
So what that is every week, obviously we do our podcast and we go over the MVs and everything like that. And what I do is I think of an artist who is outside of the K-pop world, and whether they remind me of the artist we're featuring that week, or maybe their sound, or just the energy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I just give you guys a little bio on the artist and let you guys, give you guys some songs to listen to.
Yeah.
And, just kind of go from there. And we kick it off with me giving a couple of hints to Kay to see if she can guess who it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
So this was tough.
Okay.
Because, again, I might start doubling up because
yeah.
Like,
no, you might have to. There's some groups that
because but then it's also kind of fun because it challenges me to like really look. And I did
your girl group history.
Yeah, so I did actually. There was a couple I was gonna go with, but I specifically went with this one group who, were popular just for a very short period of time.
Okay.
And the reason I picked them is definitely for their energy, the vibe that they come with. I definitely feel like, how do I say this? I feel like they're a little more poppy. Okay. But they still had like a little bit of an urban twist to them.
Like an edge.
Yeah, like an edge. Okay. And, the reason that I picked them too is because, which I'll get into when we start talking about it. Okay. But it's going to be a really hard one.
Okay, so I might not know because
you may not know. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I will tell you, number one, that they are from the UK.
Okay.
Number two, they are known because their biggest hit had to do with the name of the group.
Okay.
And number three, they are also really well known because the lead singer of this group literally sounded like one of the greatest entertainers of all time.
Okay. Huh. Time frame?
The time frame is late 90s.
Late 90s. Oh, geez, that's like my worst time frame.
I know, because that's why I was like, this is gonna be hard because that was during your wasn't that around like your movie? And
yeah. My alternative electronica kind of. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I like the biggest hits. Of course, I knew, but yeah. Right.
It definitely was featured on one of the Now CDs. Okay,
gotcha. Yeah.
It was probably on like Now 4.
Yeah, nice.
You know what I mean?
I know, I'm trying to think.
Which actually is interesting because I did not realize this, but Now, I think, don't quote me, but Now originated out of the UK. I never realized that.
Oh, really?
Because they were like way ahead of us.
Yeah, they were.
Like we were on Now 20, they were on like Now 100.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Now infinity.
Right, for real.
I have truly no idea.
So I'm talking about the girl group Cleopatra.
Yeah, never even heard of them.
Oh my God, I almost feel like we should just play the video.
Yeah.
So Cleopatra, the reason I picked them is because they remind me of I always feel like I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Aespa.
Aespa.
Thank you.
Yep.
I feel like they remind me of Aespa so much because, again, going back to like watching the guide, I feel like they are naturally just like they're just like sisters. You know what I mean? Like it feels very family oriented. It feels like they just take care of each other, especially the leader of the group.
Yeah.
Like when Karina. When she was like massaging them before their performances, checking their hair. Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's very sisterly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the reason I picked this group is because they are literally all sisters. So there's 3 girls. And it's a very short bio. But the group is super dope. Their first album is definitely their biggest album.
Okay.
So here's a little bio about the group Cleopatra. So Cleopatra is an English girl group consisting of sisters Cleo, Xanum, and Yona Higgins.
Okay.
Their debut single, Cleopatra's Theme, entered the UK charts at number 3 and the Billboard Hot 100 at number 26. So the girl group originally based in Manchester, England. At first they were known as Cleopatra and the Attractions.
Okay.
And then at that point, Cleo was the lead singer with Yona and Zaman as the backup singers and dancers. They later dropped that name and became known as the band Cleopatra.
Nice.
So their debut single was Cleopatra's Theme, which was taken from their debut album Coming At Ya. And it entered the UK charts at number 3 and became their first top 5 hit.
Nice.
That album definitely is called Coming At Ya. You should definitely listen to it. The reason it also reminds me of Aespa is because they were, like I said, especially because of the times, they definitely were a little more pop, but they were very like, they had that R&B type of edge to it. So like their songs, like specifically the ones I'm about to tell you guys about, it reminds me of SWV's Right Here Human Nature remix. That was huge.
I love that song so much.
Yes. So their second single, which is called Life Ain't Easy, very much on that level. Like when you listen to it sonically, it literally sounds like it could have been produced by the same person.
Oh, that's awesome.
So their next 3 singles off their debut album Coming At You was Life Ain't Easy. Then they had a cover of the Jackson 5's I Want You Back.
Nice.
And Thank ABBA for the Music.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so all followed the same success by reaching the top 5, gaining the girls Brit Awards and Mobile Award nominations.
Nice.
They performed at the 1999 Brit Awards and were nominated for Best British Newcomer. And then Madonna signed Cleopatra to her Maverick label and introduced them to the United States at the Nickelodeon's 11th Annual Kids' Choice Awards, where they performed their debut single, Cleopatra Coming At Ya.
Oh, gotcha.
It was released shortly afterwards, reaching number 26 in the States and number 16 on the R&B hip-hop charts. The video peaked at number 4 on TRL's Top 10 Countdown. And their debut album entered the U.S. Top 30 and sold over 300,000 copies.
Nice.
And then they also filmed, which is how I got into them, was listening to them. Also, they filmed, back in the day, Disney Channel used to do concert specials, which is where Britney Spears had her first concert special. And Sync had their
Disney
first
World
one.
Or something?
Yeah, it was either at Disney or like on the Disney cruise ship. So Cleopatra did theirs on the cruise ship.
Oh, cool.
And they performed, and it was like, it blew them up.
Nice.
So then they were invited to support the Spice Girls on the UK leg of their Spice World tour.
Nice.
They performed at the Vatican Christmas Carol concert. By request of Pope John Paul II.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it was broadcasted, and they sang with an orchestra. They sang "Oh Come All You Faithful and Silent Night." Nice. They covered the Bee Gees song "I've Got to Get a Message to You" for their tribute album, and they also did a cover of "Right Back Where We Started From" for the Extremely Goofy movie soundtrack.
Oh, gotcha.
And then they released their second album, Steppin' Out, where they worked with big U.S. producers, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, known for working with Janet Jackson, Dallas Austin, who did all of TLC's music, Daryl Simmons, Kurt Father and Joe, and Stargate. Stargate specifically is really big because they did a lot. They did like Rihanna's what's it called? Is it Take a Bow?
I don't know.
I can't remember the name of the song, but they did Beyonce's Irreplaceable, all those type of songs.
Sorry.
Right? Yes. They also became spokeswomen for CoverGirl.
Oh, nice.
So, however, changes within their record label and everyone working on the Cleopatra project led to the lack of promotion of the singles. So when Steppin' Out was released, it kept getting pushed back, and then the album was eventually never released in the UK.
Oh, wow.
And then the lead singer of the group, Cleo, wanted to leave as a solo artist, and then they all ended up parting ways.
Although not really, because they still got Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Right. That's the crazy part. It's like
bad part of a family group.
Yes, because it's like you still gotta come to this. You should be sitting there eating dinner talking about.
How many points did you get on the last?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you pass
solo
the gravy
career,
cheater?
Huh?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. How's that solo career coming, Cleo?
Right. Haven't heard any new songs lately, sis.
Pass some mashed potatoes over here. Yeah.
Hopefully they don't fall like your career. Just a mess.
I know.
So in 2005, the group came back together for a one-off performance on Hit Me Baby One More Time, which was, I heard about this. So it's a show that is in the UK where they bring back old groups.
Yeah, you were telling me about it.
Yes.
I know. We should find, I'm sure there's got to be video on YouTube.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. Because I feel like I remember seeing this. And then the latter appeared on the Living TV's Pop Goes the Band in 2009. Also, they performed a comeback show at the Embassy in London. And then as of 2016, the band has yet to release any new music. They also... Oh, and then Cleo. So this is what kind of brought them back in the limelight. Cleo, I think it was 2012, appeared as a contestant on the second season of The Voice UK. And she ended up exiting after the semifinals, but she actually got in singing Beyonce's Love on Top, and it went viral.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, I definitely would say their first album, Coming At Ya, definitely listen to those songs. And Cleo, too, was really big, the lead singer, because she literally, her voice was like a young Michael Jackson. Pitch for pitch, note for note. So when they covered their version of the Jackson 5's I Want You Back is like so good.
Nice.
To this day, like I will still listen to it to this day, and it still sounds like it was just made like within the year.
Oh, that's cool.
Like it's just like whoever produced that, the mixing, everything is so dope. So yes, definitely check out Cleopatra.
Yeah, I'll have to see. I'll have to listen to some and see if I remember it.
Specifically their theme song, Cleopatra Coming At You.
Yeah,
that would definitely
be... sounds like it's like clicking something in my brain, but I don't know. I'd have to listen to it. And unfortunately, guys, for podcast purposes, we can't play copyright stuff. You know, all that good stuff. But so we can't do it on here. But definitely go check it out for sure.
Yeah, so it's really good. Yeah. And, you know, we're just going to, we're going to have a nice little segue.
Okay. All right.
Into, okay, we're going to the Say What section. So our little Say What section of the show is like it's how we end our episodes, and whether, it's a palate cleanser, we could be talking about the same subject. We could be talking about different things, whatever.
And everything, yeah.
I wanted to ask you, because this came up, and I saw this pop up. And I think it was on Instagram. And it was a question about when should an artist know when to hang up the mic.
Okay.
And specifically, this was in regards to, they were talking about Madonna.
Okay.
Because as most of the world knows, Madonna is about to kick off her new tour, which is basically celebrating 40 years in the music industry.
That's awesome.
And which is incredible. And she got a lot of flack because over the last couple of years, Madonna got a lot of plastic surgery done to have a certain look. And then in order for this tour, she actually reverted all of it.
Oh, really?
So Madonna looks more like Madonna from like circa like Confessions on the Dance Floor 2005-ish.
Nice. Okay.
But regardless, my thing is like, regardless if she got it reversed or not, like you do what you want. That's your body, and you don't work. You ain't got to prove shit to nobody. Like your motherfucking Madonna.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Like let's be real. Put some respect on her name.
Right.
But her last tour, she experienced a lot of like injuries. Like she didn't do like, she's doing like a stadium tour, I think now. Whereas, or like an arena tour, but at the last tour, she did theaters.
Okay.
And it was for her last album, Madam X, I think it was called. And during that tour, she really injured herself. She injured her hip. Like, she had to have all these different surgeries done. And like, so everybody has been kind of going back and forth, like, why is Madonna touring? When should you hang it up? And I'm like, you know what? I think people should tour as long as they feel like they want to.
Yeah. I mean, we've got, what, the Rolling Stones in their freaking 80s, 90s going on.
Legit.
Now. Still touring, you know? I mean,
but then
I think it's such a personal thing.
Yes.
Now, I do think there is, like...
Because I think about Whitney, rest her soul.
Yeah.
The 2010 videos you can look up on YouTube.
Yes.
That tour.
Now, I think what the difference is that tour... She almost had to do at that point, I think, because she was having like all the money issues and stuff.
So in the film, in her biofilm that came out last year, which is I think on Netflix, you guys should check it out.
I know I haven't yet.
Yeah. They actually were telling her not to do it.
Oh, okay.
And because I originally thought the same thing because it was. I mean, it was all over the news.
Yeah.
But they were telling her not to, and she was like, "No, I'm going to do it," and then.
Yeah. I know. But I think it's a very personal decision for each artist because I think when it comes to someone being at that age and at that point in your career, she is making that decision. Yes. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it is important to have good people around you to be like, all right, Madonna, should you do a spinning back kick with 3 like flips? Exactly. Maybe having someone around for that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
or like let's find an alternative. Like let somebody else do the flip, girl.
Exactly. You sing and you do your thing, you're Madonna. Just You know, but it's funny, I saw Cher, I mean, granted, it was like 20 years ago now, but still she was what, 50? You know what I mean? Doing all of that stuff. There was like, it was like a Cirque du Soleil show. Now, granted, she wasn't the one twirling up the things, but she was still doing a lot.
Speaking of Cher, can we just say, did you hear her Christmas song yet?
No.
She has a Christmas album coming out. Did you see it?
Nice, no.
Oh my, she looks amazing.
Of course she
looks so good.
She's Cher.
Oh my God.
But like, I feel like it's a very personal thing. If it makes the artist happy, if it's truly something they want to do, like her coming out with a new album is amazing. Like, awesome. Yes. Because of course, it doesn't matter how old you are. You still have that creative, like, fire. You still have that passion. You still want to make music, you know?
Yes.
And until she's done doing it, fine. Now, there are certain people, I would say, oh my God, she looks stunning. Stunning.
I am slayed. You guys were looking at the picture of Cher's album cover for her new album,
I'm
Christmas. Sorry. Please go to Cher's Instagram and look at it.
Oh my goodness.
She looks slayed.
Like IGHED.
Slayed.
Because
okay.
It's Christmas. Wow, she looks amazing.
Slayed.
But there are certain people that, like, I think are touring, and it's not that I'm unhappy they're touring, like, please do your thing, please make albums or whatever. There are certain people I feel like their voice is just not what it was. Yes. Which happens. Yes. You know, it happens with age, it happens to everybody, or, you know, injury to your vocal cords or different things. Like Bob Dylan. When he, my brother went to go see him once, I think he played at URI, and he said he was unintelligible. It was just you know, like all that, because his voice was kind of always had that, like, part to it, but it was just like, he just was at a point, that was his voice at that point. Yeah. And you're still seeing Bob Dylan, and I'm glad he was out there doing this thing. Would I go to that show? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know, you know, but I want artists to do whatever is going to make them happy and make them feel creatively inspired, creatively fulfilled. You know what I mean? Like, do all the things. there's so much now that you can do on stage that I think you couldn't do before. You know, so I don't know. I hope Madonna tours until she's, you know, I hope she's out there in a wheelchair.
Same. Like, girl, you better use the walker.
She's got the cones hanging on like the walker. You know, go out there and you do your thing, Madonna.
For real. Because listen, you don't put the work in, sis.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. Yeah, you do your thing.
Because listen, I ain't going to be up there like, listen.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you know, God willing, whatever's gonna happen, gonna happen.
Right.
But I'm just saying, Madonna can be doing stuff at, I think she's 61 or something like that.
I thought she was older than that.
Maybe 63 or something like that. But she still, listen, Tina Turner did it.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Listen, you could do it. Anybody could do it. Cher's still doing it.
I know. Oh,
she's about to do a whole Christmas tour or whatever.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I would love to go see a Cher Christmas tour.
When we get off here, I'm going to play you a little sample of her new Christmas single because she samples her own song. She samples Believe.
Which is already a sample in and of itself.
Period.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Definitely go check out that picture of Cher.
And check out more Aespa.
Yes.
Please check them out.
Give us some suggestions for sure.
Yes.
We are all in. Let's go. Yes. And I want to know more about their lore. I want to know Kwangya. I want to know like all that sort of stuff for sure. I'm super interested in
multiverse.
I love it. I love that sort of stuff. I love a good storyline too. And I really have like come to love them. They just
and we love you.
We do. We do. Thank you so much as always for coming and joining us. We hope you enjoyed.
Yes.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Mwah!